My name is Cindy Yang, and this is my story. I was born in a above-average Chinese family in 1998 in one of the largest cities in China. All my family members are well educated. My mom was HR assistant at Budweiser. My dad was a civil engineer and had his own small company. All my grandparents were alive. I am the only child, so I was spoiled by everybody in my family. Everything was happy. As an above-average Chinese family, we don't rely on the government. My grandparents and my parents can be regarded as what you call self-made men and women. We believe in ourselves. We believe that men were the only factors to determine success. My mom got saved when I was 5. Things really didn't change in my life according to my memory. Of course, you cannot expect a 5-year-old to remember things. I still go to kindergarten every day. Everything was simple and happy. I enjoyed my life as a kid. I did remember that I went to some kind of government-funded church with my dad one time and got some nasty crunchy bread and a cup of grape juice. As time went by, I went to elementary school. Many things had changed. My grandparents retired. My mom changed her job to Philips. My dad closed his company and tried to run a restaurant and failed. Then he went to work for a big industrial company in another city. Also, I remember that my mom and several of her religious friends got together and said something about building a home church. Building an independent church is hard. Building an independent church in a big city in China is even harder. They started having service every Sunday at different people's apartment. Not many people were in the service. Well, it's not technically service. They just had about 10 people and had group Bible study. I did make friends with those kids of my mom's religious friend. Also, my dad loves party. He invited them to my house and had dinner party almost every week. I did enjoy that. I got a chance to know more people and to eat my dad's homemade Chinese food. Those are good, by the way. Because all my parents were busy every day, especially when they were traveling a lot for business trip, my grandparents decided to let me to stay with them. My grandfather is a strict man. Many smart and successful people in his family, including my uncle who went to America and paid all his bills by himself and had a master's degree in computer science. Were told by my grandfather sometimes in their childhood. I still remember that he taught me advanced middle school math during the summer after I just graduated from 3rd grade. I learned a lot from him. I memorized the entire book of Tang Dynasty poetry when I was in 4th grade. I learned how to make easy computer program when I was in 5th grade. He taught me many things about how to become a self-made man. I enjoyed learning successful experience from him. On the other hand, my mom, who is a Christian, seems like that she never cared about me. She would come home 8 p.m. and do works on her laptop. On the weekends, she would always have church activities, visiting sick people, visiting people who need help. It seems like other people were way more important than me. I can only went out and play when my dad got home once a week. All I remembered was that my mom gave me tons of English story to memorize and made me listen to English story every day before she left for work. Also, she made me to take tons of English class outside of school during the weekends. If I didn't do what she told me to do, I would get spanked. I hated English so much during that time. One day, my mom and all her friends had a stationary location for them to attend every Sunday. And they had a pastor from Korea as well. Then my mom started taking me to that small church. We had a small children's church. Only 5 kids were in it. I enjoyed watching Bible movies and listening to Bible stories. I learned about Adam, Eve, Noah's Ark, Jesus' birth, and heaven and hell. Teacher asked us, do you know God, the Creator, who creates the world? We all said yes. Then people in the church started asking me whether I got saved or not. And I would say yes. Of course, I didn't know the true meaning of getting saved back then. Everyone in the church loved me. I enjoy being loved. I enjoy going to church. Also, I would tell everybody that I was saved. Then I went to middle school. Things were a whole lot different from here in China. We started having school from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. No art, no music, no sports, only Chinese, math, science, English, and history. The whole day. After I moved to 8th grade, school starts at 7 a.m. and ended at 9 p.m. Also, we had school on Saturday. We had tons of homework. Each teacher might give us 10 pages for each subject just for one day. All I did was study and study. Because the teacher told us that only the smart students can gain respect from other people, only the top students can be successful. Also, I studied science and knew about evolution. I started to doubt about the existence of God. People in the church always told me that God loves us and sent His Son to die for us, and all those doctrines and miracles in the Bible. But what if the Creator, the God of the universe, does not exist? Then the Bible is just a piece of junk, and Christianity is the same as all the other religions. In my Chinese history book, it says that Christianity, Buddhism, Islamism are all created by poor people who had no hope in life and needed mental support. Well, I started to think that Christianity is nothing but a superstition which can only fool those stupid people who are disappointed for their life. I stopped going to church because I thought that was just a waste of my time. I didn't need a fake God and a fake book to tell me what I am supposed to do. Studying hard is the only way and the right way to be successful. We'll all become dirt after we die, but only successful people can mark their name in history. No God, no religion, no only science and study. In 9th grade, I started preparing the final exam for me to get into a good high school. Getting into a top high school means having a better chance of getting into a top universities. I started really hard. School was from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. No weekends, no holidays, no personal time, only academic subject. At the same time, my grandma got saved, and more people were coming to my mom's church. They had their own place in the office building at the busiest area in my city. Purchasing office about 300 grand in that area was impossible. According to what my mom said, God provides the place with the lowest price for them. Although the office is really small, at least they had their own place for church. After I graduated from middle school, I didn't get accepted by my dream high school. I felt achieved because I got what I want by my intelligence and hard work. I went to high school. School schedule are the same. No arts, no PE, no music, no weekends, only Chinese, math, science, and English. But I did enjoy my life in high school. I dreamed about getting into a top university in China and maybe go to a graduate school in another country like my uncle did. And after that, have a well-paid job and traveling around the world. Everything I planned out was perfect. Then one day, my mom asked me whether I want to go to America for high school or not. My dad and I said that she was insane. Why would I go to a different country for high school when I was having straight A's here? Because I used to think only those people who cannot handle the work in China would go to American high school. But my mom still insists her opinion. She said that she had a strong desire for me to study abroad since I was little. I began to think about the benefit of going to another country. I can get used to the culture faster and get into American universities easily with an American high school diploma. Then we started to seek information about the costs and opportunities of studying abroad. All the agency told us that the least expense was 50 grand per year, and that was just for high school. I said that was insanely high. And I knew that American universities would cost more. I could not go abroad unless we sell all of our apartments. I gave up that thought and went back to normal life. Then one day, a guy and his friend showed up in my house. The guy said that he was just graduated from a Christian school in South Carolina. His dad owns a real estate company, so he's really rich, like most of Chinese international students. I read his testimony before. He used to be a rich playboy. Then he got saved after he went to that Christian school, and everything has changed in his life. That just proved my theory. Only people who are disappointed at their life need religious belief. Anyway, he told me about his school, which was still expensive. Then he told me about another Christian school in North Carolina, and that was my first time hearing about Raleigh Christian Academy. That school was incredibly inexpensive comparing to all the other schools I found it on internet. The overall cost is highly reasonable. The only requirement was that the student needs to be a Christian. That surprised me a lot. I could not believe that a superstition was a requirement for school. But I had a good chance to study abroad with much lower cost. All I need to do was saying that I am a Christian. I guess I can take that. Then I sent an email to the school, said that I was willing to know God. Well, I said I was willing to. Didn't mean I am going to believe. Double meaning, but it works. I got accepted by the school. I thought it would not be that hard. I knew those Bible stories and terms, Old and New Testament, God created the world, evolution was nonsense. I thought I would be fine. Just learn English, be a hypocrite, then I can go to whatever college I want and do whatever I want. I went to church with my host family every Wednesday and Sunday. I had chapel and Bible class at school. Well, I was thinking about other stuff most of the time because I could not do anything at the church. Turns out being a hypocrite was not easy. I had to do and to say things that I thought were stupid for almost every day. Also, the schoolworks here were not as easy as I thought. I had straight B's and C's for the first semester. I thought that I had wasted many precious time for studying. Maybe I can begin to listen to the sermons just for learning English. Things still stayed the same until May 2015. We were doing an essay on evolution versus creation. I really didn't put those two things together before, because in China, our science books never have a word saying about creation. Of course, I heard about creation in church. I really didn't pay attention in the class. Teacher was just saying that evolution was nonsense, which I thought that what she said was nonsense. After I went back home, I looked at many science books and documentaries that compares evolution and creation. I was amazed because I had never heard all those logical scientific conclusions to prove the validity of creation. I really didn't care about whether I would go to hell or not. I didn't need hope for life either. All I cared about was truth. I remember one documentary I watched stated, if men were just animals, they can kill whoever they want without being punished. That made me to think. I hate Japanese so much because of what the Japanese troops did to the Chinese during World War II. But if men were just animals, there is nothing wrong for those Japanese monkeys to kill us Chinese monkeys. Evolution stated that there survived the fittest. During World War II, China is the far back than Japan, both economically and culturally. Chinese people, in definition, were the unfit, and they deserve to be replaced by the fittest. If evolution were true, why would we need to punish those people who killed people? Evolution says that life comes from nothingness, just by random process, which means billions of years can make a molecule to an intelligent human like me. That sounds even more ridiculous. I really don't think those monkeys or pigs are my ancestor. As a smart human being, I deserve an ancestor way better than that. In Genesis 1:27, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. Well, that makes a lot more sense. That explains why I am so smart. Because I was created in God's image. Human beings are special creation who have wisdom of God. We have moral standards. We have intelligence. We have purpose in life. In Exodus chapter 20, verse 13, thou shalt not kill. Verse 14, thou shalt not commit adultery. Verse 15, thou shalt not steal. In Colossians 1:16-17, for by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. I finally know there is a creator who created heaven and earth, who sent his son Jesus to die for us. Now I finally know the truth. Maybe I will not be a successful person as what I thought I would be, but now I know I have a God who will give the best for me. I finally understand everything I have now is a gift from God. Most of people in China didn't even have a chance to go to another country. God gave me the ability to learn English. Now I look back. Everything that led me here is a miracle. Everything was small, but all related. My mom pushing me to learn English, having an uncle in America, having a church, knowing all those people, having a well-educated family, having a mom who knows God, and so on. This is a miracle that only God can accomplish. I got truly saved in May 2015. I got baptized in my home church in China on July 30th, 2016. After seeing the blessings that happened to my family, my dad got saved and baptized in 2015. I am Cindy Ann, and this is my story.